In our busy lives, it is easy to get caught up in the rhythm of more. We work, we earn, we spend, and the cycle continues. Have you ever paused and asked, are you truly living to work, or are you working to live well? Are we embracing what we imagine to be the good life, a life full of fulfillment and joy? Or are we perhaps merely accumulating the good life, a life measured by possessions and perceived success? What if there is another way? A path to a lighter, unburdened life, one that allows us to truly flourish. Hi, I'm Joyce Lee. Welcome to the Fullness of Life channel. This is the Grandma's Guide to living a resilient, authentic, and flourishing life through simplicity. When we talk about minimalism, many of you jump to an image of an empty room with a person counting the possessions. Or you may be thinking about Marie Kondo and her magic of tidying up and decluttering. But what I've found is so much more than this. However, there isn't a straight formula of what minimalism is. For me, it's the mindset. It is the way to look at the world and how we live, extends beyond our closets. It is about remembering our planetary limits and our ability to live in harmony with nature and many gifts that nature brings. It is about dwelling deeply in our experiences and connections while treading lightly on this earth. For those that need some practical pointers, I can point to 4 things. Number 1, conscious consumption. We are prioritizing needs over wants, buying local and secondhand as much as possible. Number 2 is having intentional living practices that include minimizing our possessions with purpose, reducing carbon footprints to be reasonable, and practicing the 4 R's, the reduce, repair, reuse, and recycle. Upcycle, if you will. Number 3 is about cultivating healthy eating habits that include eating what is local and fresh and enjoying more homemade meals. Number 4 is about building meaningful connections and relationships. Try to spend time with people that you care, as well as thinking about how you can contribute to other people's life and caring for those that are in need. I need to clarify there's one misconception about minimalism. Some people think minimalism is about deprivation and restrictions. That's not true. It is not about taking away things just for the sake of it. It is more the rationale behind it and the motivations. Instead, this profound shift of mindset only surfaces when we take the time to figure out what is truly most important to us and the things that matter to us the most. So it is a self-discovery journey. After 4 years of research, I like to define minimalism this way. Minimalism is a deliberate choice out of free will to adopt a way of life that rejects high consumption and materialistic lifestyles to focus on what is the most important and embraces a strong sense of environmental urgency, social responsibility, spirituality, and personal growth. And that definition was not only coming from my own observations, it was a conclusion of many scholars and researchers on the topic of simplicity and minimalism. What I've discovered is that minimalism is about reclaiming my freedom to focus on what genuinely brings me joy and deep meaning. 2 years ago, when I first joined the Facebook group called The Minimalist Life, a member posted a question. She asked others to respond in one word, what does minimalism mean to them? And after 2 days, I compiled all the responses. There were about 200 of them. And this beautiful word cloud emerges. And I want to share that word cloud with you. What do you see in the picture? What words jumped out at you? I saw peace, Simplicity, freedom, tranquility, clarity, ADHD, organized, easy, peace of mind, calmness. I was impressed with the responses and convinced that I am on the right track. By consciously letting go of what I don't truly need, the things that clutter my mind, my space, and my schedule, I create invaluable space for what I truly value. This enables me to live a lighter, unburdened life, a life where my energy isn't spent on maintenance or accumulation, but on purpose, genuine connection, and full of intentionality. Naturally, I don't go on shopping hauls anymore. I don't even enjoy shopping, other than the exercise that I gain from walking the steps. Well, I save a lot of money, and I save a lot of hassle of trying to find room to store those excess stuff. Simplifying my path has been really helpful. It allows me to prioritize the essentials, significantly enhancing my well-being, and surprisingly, that improved my relationship with others, as well as my impact in contributing to society in few different ways. I have to tell you that my own journey on this path wasn't an overnight evolution. Like many things in my life, everything takes long. It requires a lot of simmering rather than fast fry. For me, it was a gradual unfolding and rooted much in my past. Well, back in the 1970s, I grew up in Hong Kong, the family of 7, crammed in a small apartment, usually shared with other families. We don't have much. Possession was very scarce, but life was rich in other ways. However, I did envy my neighbor's piano for many, many years. Things began to shift when I was a teenager. We had a TV in our room. We also have some gadgets in the kitchen and some appliances, and that made my mom's life much easier. It felt like progress. In my 20s, I got married. We began building our home like most Hong Kong couples. We have a small condo, and we started to furnish it with modern furniture and whatnot. I held a stable government job as a programmer. I was there for 4 years. I met very wonderful colleagues, and they are older and wiser. They taught me how to invest in stocks. They also showed me these wonderful fancy restaurants in Hong Kong. They also inspire me about the dream of retire early and travel around the world. My impression was clear. Work, save, invest, spend, earn more, invest more, and then, boom, retire. But beneath the surface, I felt a quiet dissatisfaction. I craved more room for personal ideals to take shape, though I couldn't articulate what that ideals looked like at that time. I was careful with money, but I was never good in investments. My stocks all did very poorly. At 29, I immigrated to Canada. You can watch about my immigration story in my earlier video. Landed in Toronto, Ontario, with more space, more freedom, my ideals were once again put on the back burner. I wasn't a big spender, but career demands, growing family and children, and the convenience of modern life became necessities. We got a bigger home, filling every room to suit the children's needs, and I bought gifts and gadgets for my children, sometimes to compensate for the time that I missed being with them due to my crazy work schedule. I was involved in children's program at church, which often brought home many junks. We bought a lot of art supplies to help children create crafts, but sadly, most of those beautiful art creations ended up in garbage piles in every corner of my home, and that truly bothered me. All in all, minimalism wasn't the concept that I knew or considered at the time. Then, around 2010, I took a visit back to Hong Kong. I had tea with my primary school friend. She was very kind and she shared with me the very popular Japanese translated book called Dun Se. Dun Se was a very popular trend at that point about the art of discarding, departing, and detachment from things. And apparently, this is still very popular now. It was a turning point after I studied that concept. I started reflecting on my own life and how I too needed to review my relationship with things. Fast forward to now, I come to understand it more clearly. I've formed my life philosophy built on the principle of minimalism and human flourishing. Living a resilient, authentic, and flourishing life through simple living. My journey has led me to a profound sense of purpose and peace, and it is a journey that I believe anyone can embark on. So I invite you to consider these questions for yourself. What does living the good life truly mean to you? And looking at your own life right now, what would you choose to keep and what would you be willing to let go of to make room for a life that is filled with your purpose, your joy, and your peace? I hope this message encourages you to consider your relationship with things. I also recommend a video for you that is recorded some time ago. It's called The Story of Stuff in YouTube. I'm going to attach a link in the description below. After all these considerations, perhaps you can start your own process of defining your life philosophy if you don't already have one. Until next time, find your meaning and purpose through your day-to-day living.